In this section, I want to explain about contrast, why contrast is important. I will talk about visual hierarchy and how it is helpful to manage your viewer's eye, contrast in old masters painting, type of contrast, how values define an image, high key, low key, and full range image, changing contrast with levels, and understanding levels, how levels read an image, or how histogram works. I give an in-depth explanation about histogram. I searched a lot and I couldn't find a simple explanation as I did here, so I really recommend to watch it. Why contrast is important? Contrast is necessary to manage the viewer's eye. The viewers do not know which part of the image is important and which part is not. So we must guide the viewer. You create a visual hierarchy by managing the contrast of the scene. Visual hierarchy means the viewer prefers to look at your image in a certain order. Imagine you are in a jungle and you suddenly see something like this. A tiger is looking at you. Because the contrast between green and this red skin and fur of the tiger is very obvious, you can immediately see the tiger. But look at this image. The tiger in this image is not so much red. So the contrast between green and the red of the tiger is not very obvious. Probably if you see something like this, you will be dead because you do not have enough time to escape from the tiger. In fact, human eye revolve in a way that help us to survive. So our eye is very sensitive to motion or to the red because most of the time red is equal to danger in the environment. I strongly recommend search eye tracking on Mona Lisa. Because of some copyright rules, I can't show it, but I will try my best to explain the concept of contrast with this masterpiece. If you look at this image, ask yourself which part of the image is more interesting to you. Probably you will look at the eyes, chest, and the hand. In this image, I remove the hue and I increase the contrast. As you can see, the contrast here, here, and here is more than any part of the rest of the image. So your eye probably will move somewhere here, here, and here. Look at this painting. This masterpiece is painted by Repin. The name of it is The Unexpected Visitor. Ask yourself which part of the image is more important for you, and you immediately look at them. Probably you will see the face, the eye of this man, this woman, and these children. In this image, I remove the hue, then I increase the contrast. As you can see, the contrast around the woman's face is too much. It's a silhouette in front of the window. One side of the face of the man has a high contrast, face of a woman, her hand, and face of the children. As you can see, your eye immediately try to see the part of the image that has the more contrast compared to the rest of the image. For example, in this area, you cannot see too much contrast, and your eye will probably do not stay for a long time here. Your eye prefer to look around this area. This is the magic of contrast. The artist, Rapin, has successfully will guide your eye through the important part of the image. This is the importance of contrast, and as an artist, you must understand contrast. What is the other form of contrast? Look at this 4 circle. None of them has more priority to you to look at it. But here we have size contrast. This is the first circle that you will see because there's a difference between the size of this circle with other one. Your eye immediately try to find a difference. Difference is very attractive for your eye. Your eye always try to find the difference. That is the concept of the contrast. Look at this sample. They have form contrast. Among this circle, you will see this one first because it has a different form. Or this one. Among this 4 shape, you will probably see this one because it has a different form. We also have angle contrast. This one is different from other. The difference cause your eye see this one first. We also have value contrast. As you can see, all of them have same value, but this one has less value. So again, your eye will see this one first. We have saturation contrast. This one has less saturation from this one, so again your eye will see this one first. We have hue contrast here, so your eye will see this one sooner than other the shape. There are a lot of different type of contrast. For example, there's a contrast between a fixed object and a moving object. For example, in the first example, if the tiger moves, you will see it immediately because the rest of the jungle is fixed, but tiger is moving, so you will see the tiger first. How value define or construct an image? Look at this example. I have value scale in 3 step, 6 step, and 9 step. With each of them, I have painted a ball. As you can see, this ball is painted with just 3 value. This one is painted with 6 value. You can see in the highlight area, I have 2 different value scale. This one and this one. And on this side, I have 2 shades of mid-tone, like this one. And on the shadow, I have 3 value scale. So I divide this black shadow into 3 different value scale. In the next one, I add more value scale. So now this part is consists of 1, 2, 3 value scale, like this one, 1, 2, 3. The shadow has no more value scale, and in this area, again, I have more value scale. Now, this one is painted with all of the value range. And as you can see, the value is what make an image look like an image. It define an image. It construct an image. So if you want to have a good painting, your value must work. Otherwise, adding color and painting that value doesn't work will end up in a painting that is not interesting. So try to analyze value. It's an important part of the image. Imagine value as a foundation of the building. If the foundation of a building is not working, the image is not working. To more easily categorize how value is spreading in an image, we use this expression. High key means that most of your value are in the highlight area of your image. Like this image of clothes, most of the value are in the highlight area. If you take color sample, you will notice that this index is moving almost in this area, in the highlight area. This kind of image is called high key. This image is the opposite of that one. Most of the value are in the darker area. If you take sample from this image, you will notice that this index is moving around here in the shadow area. This kind of image is called low key image. In this image, we have both value in the shadow area, we have value in the light area, and in the midtone. So we call this image a full range image. Because if you take color sample, you can see that the index is moving along all of the value spectrum.